All right, so today we're gonna break down Thursday's price action, August 26th. Okay, but 9:30 open literally right here. But before we break this down, I'm gonna go over exactly what I was expecting, if I was bullish or bearish, and everything like that. So let's zoom in a little bit. So first of all, we have all of Asia session all over here. So we see we opened up with a new day opening gap. You see the market closed here at 4 o'clock and it opened up here at 6 p.m. when the Asia session opened. So you see how we made a no wick candle with a couple with a fair value, coupled with a new day opening gap. We go up all the way up, then we come back down right here, respecting the new day opening gap. And we kind of go back and forth, back and forth. Then we ended up sweeping out the low, Asia's low, and coming all the way up, right? Then we actually just started actually generating all the way to the 9:30 open, right? So first thing I'm looking at, okay, where is Asia high? Where's Asia's low? So first thing I'm looking at, okay, Asia's low got created down here at 2 in the morning. So let's notate Asia's low. So this is something that I do every single morning before I start trading. I break this down first to see where is the liquidity before I look at any buy side or sell side things, right? So I see that Asia's high is up here and it got swept out. So this is the new Asia's high up here. Let's notate that. Got Asia's high. Alright, so we have Asia's high. Asia's high up here, and then we have Asia's low down here. So far, both sides of the market has been swept out. So now we're going to go back to a higher time frame. So usually I would delete everything, but I already kind of drew everything out. So I'm not going to delete everything. But you see, we're definitely bullish. We're delivering from, as you see, we're delivering from this inverse fair value gap right here. Sorry, it's a suspension block. You have two volume imbalances on both sides coupled with the fair value gap. So this is where we are delivering from. You saw we already swept out this sell side liquidity. So we have a sweep into a higher time frame PD rate, which is today. This is a new day opening gap. And you see how we already created a change in the state that we was already expecting a change in the state actually. So we're already extremely bullish on a higher time frame, delivering from a higher time frame PD array. So now if we go, now I give out the context. Now that I know that I'm bullish, let's break this down. So the first 30 minutes literally was just chop, right? First 30 minutes, the market was just literally going back and forth right here. So the market opened here. You see how we're in this higher time frame PD array, which is this new day opening gap that got created over here. So if I'm bullish, like I said, I want to see it hold that zone, right? So the fact that we already swept these two lows right here into the higher time frame PD array, if it's holding this zone, this should be a zone to go long, right? But I'm just waiting for the right context. So I'm in a PD array that I'm expecting to go long from. So we chop back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for the first 30 minutes. And then right here around 10 o'clock, we sweep out the internal low right here and popping back up, creating a 5-minute change in the state. So now we can go right to and we're on a 5-minute time frame. Now we can go right down to a 1-minute time frame, and we could look at the play that took us higher. So if I zoom in right here, so let me delete some of these things. So this red line right here is the 5-minute order block. So this is basically where I caught my long at. If you watch my video on Instagram, this is where I caught my long at. Right here, I'm gonna break down the reasoning why in a moment, because we have so many PD arrays. This was literally an A+ setup for me. So first thing first, what did we get? We got a sweep of internal right here. Then what do we get? We get immediate rebalance popping up, disrespecting the opposing fair value gap. Look at right here, we have this bearish fair value gap. And because I'm bullish, I want to see this zone be used as an inverse fair value gap. So let's draw it out. Let's notate this as an inverse fair value gap. Okay, so look how the market creates the inverse. Look how it, let me zoom in some more so you can see what you can see. Look how it closes, opens, comes down, do the power of 3, touches the inverse fair value gap, comes up, kind of consolidates for a while, comes back down, and then that's when it pops back up. So now, this is where I caught my play right here. Because now right here, we created an order block right here. Order block right here. This is where my long, right when it came back into this bullish fair value gap. That's right here. Coupled with the order block, and we're also coupled with multiple things right here. So look at this, look at all the things we're coupled with. We're coupled with this inverse fair value gap that's right here. Also coupled with a breaker. Look how we can have this low, high, lower low, higher high. Look how we're holding. So we're coupled with we have an order block. We have on a 1 minute. We have a 1 minute breaker. We have a 1 minute inverse, and we have a coupled with a 5 minute. Coupled with a 5 minute order block. And most importantly, where is the midnight open? I ain't even go over that. I have to go over in a second. But look how midnight open is right here. Look how midnight open is holding as support. And then we pop up, and then we touch the zone, and this is where I have my trade right here. Put my entry. Put my entry literally right here below this this order block right here, coupled with this fair value gap, coupled with the breaker. And I was actually targeting obviously the main highs, these highs right here. And because I'm bullish, I was expecting a deep run. So this is where I caught my trade right here. And I scaled in after this trade, scaled in some more. So I was in 3 contracts right here. Gave me a little bit, ended up winning the trade with like $30, $40, but I ended up getting out because I didn't like all the consolidation right here. And good thing I did get out, because look how it went all the way down. So now I want to break down one key thing that I didn't go over: premium and discount. So let's go back to the 5 minute right quick, because we had a lot of good order flow after that. So market open where? Right here. Where am I relative to price? Remember, if I use a fib, if I drop from this low to this high, look how I'm underneath equilibrium of these 2 ranges, right? So I'm in a discount, right? So remember, the best longs happen where? When you're in a discount. Down here. That's why when we were way up here, look what happened. We didn't go up from way up here. We went down, because the best short plays happen when you're in a premium, right? So now we put that into context. So that's another reason why I was expecting longs down here, because we're in a discount, right? And I'm already bullish on a higher time frame. All right, so now we can get into that context. So that's how I lost that first trade. So now I can delete most of these zones and clear it up a little bit. And for me, that was a great trade. Just, because I kind of I didn't over leverage, but I'm kind of working on scaling up. So I was in more contracts than I usually be in. So yeah, I was moving my stop loss like a little bitch. So now, what did we get? Price took the buy side right here, internal buy side, coming all the way down, right, sweeping out this low right here. So we get a sweep right here. Now look at the bullish order flow. Hold on, I gotta go to the 1 minute now. Zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so look how we get a sweep of this zone here. Exactly at 1150, which is the reversal macro. Zoom in right quick. What do we get? Look how we pop up, pop up, pop up, closing above this zone, creating a breaker, low, high, lower, low. Oh, look, because the 5 minute, we could have, hold on, I gotta pull up to the 5 minute right quick. So look at the 5 minute right here. We sweep, we close above here, mean displacement, closing above all of these PD arrays. Look how we create this crazy bullish fair value gap. This was a nice, this was the long, right at 1150. I mean, sorry, 1050, the 1050 to 1110 macro. Perfect trade right here. Sweep, disrespect the opposing fair value gap, creating another fair value gap, coming right into this bullish fair value gap. And now we can go back to the 1 minute because now we can look at it, how it was coupled with the bullish breaker. So let me delete the zone right quick. Look at the bullish breaker right here. Low, high, lower low, higher high. Look how we come right back in. Oh, perfectly. Let me delete right quick so we can see it. Oh my gosh, look how also the bodies is respecting that 5 minute order block. 5 minute change in state perfectly. But look at the bullish breaker. Let's see if it touched the opening price. To the fucking T. To the T. Look how we come up here. We generate. We also have these highs up here. Now we have triple highs. Also coupled with this main high right here. Damn, this was an A+ setup. So this one, I was on the way to work now. See, look, this 12 o'clock, on the way to work. Look at that, you could have caught your long right here. Targeting the highs for a nice 75 points. Stop loss below the fair value gap or below the breaker. Look at that, 27 points. I'm risking 27 points to make 75 points. Damn, they're a 3R trade. And look what it's coupled with. Look what it's coupled with. Look what the entry is coupled with. 8:30 open. Look how you have so many things aligning. You have the 5 minute order block. You have the 1 minute breaker. You have the 1 minute fair value gap. Oh, look at the fair value gap right here on the 1 minute. I didn't even see it. Coupled with the 8:30 open to hold that support. And showing that we don't want to go to midnight open no more. Because we have all the periods that's being respected, that's being created and respected. And we still have all of those relative them generated highs up here. Remember, if you want to go higher, you want to see the market go lower first, sweeping into a PD array. And then creating bullish order flow. Look how we come up. Close above the opening prices. Let's delete it right quick so we can get kind of deep into it.
Okay, I think I kind of understand that a little bit. Okay.
Look how we sweep right into the zone. Look at this sweep right into the zone. Now you want to see a disrespect of bullish. I mean, you want to see it start respecting bullish order flow and disrespecting the bearish order flow because we're bullish now. Look at the fair value gap that's get created right there. Look at this order block right here. Look at this order block right here. Another thing, remember, wicks are gaps, right? Look at this wick that's right here. Look how it just respects the wick perfectly. Oh, let me delete all the other things so you can see what I'm talking about. Look at the wicks. Look at the wicks and look at the bodies. So first of all, this wick is a gap, right? It's an inefficiency, so it has to get what? Rebalance. So look how we close above here and we come right down. Remember, the wicks are the quadrants. Look how it's respecting consequent encroachment of this wick. It's never coming in the lower half. Remember, signs of bullish order flow. You want to see it stay in the upper half, not in the lower half. And if it do come in the lower half, you want to see the wicks in the lower half and the bodies in up above here, because look, the bodies is telling the story. Look at the bodies. The bodies are all above the zone, right? And look at the order block. This is the opening price of the order block. Look how it comes down and retests it. Once it retests it, look how it never disrespects the opening price again. Look at the body. Look at the bodies. Look at the bodies, but look at the wicks, because the wicks do the damage, but the bodies tell the story. And another thing, look how we leave this fair value gap right here. That's underneath this PD array, right? This is called what? A breakaway gap. This is signs of bullish order flow also, right? It gave you both signs of bullish order flow. It gave you the breakaway, showing that I do not want to retest the breakaway, showing that, okay, that signs of bullish order flow, and it's holding above the zone, right? Staying in the upper half of this wick. It don't even want to come down to this opening price. It's respecting this opening price here of this order block, and it's respecting consequent encroachment of this wick, showing signs of bullish order flow. We're already above both of the opening prices, the 8:30 and midnight. It's time to go. And we already did a lot of dumb shit already, just like what I did, just dropping the damn lighter. Doing dumb shit. But good thing I did drop lighter, because look, I found my phone.
Period. See, everything happens for a reason.
Like she said, leave all the old shit.
Try to tell. Look,
So,
she's
and then
still
look,
going.
and then look how that bitch just run. So,
Okay.
let's say you could have caught it up here. Look at that lovely trade.
God, that was an A+. That shit came straight off a sweep.
Sweet off of a sweep. And then everything else. And then look at this. Look how it came. I ain't even gonna talk about all that. So, yeah, man, that's what we did. We did 17 minutes today. Sorry, we kind of went a little bit past, but we kind of gave like a little deep dive though. But yeah, man, catch you on the next one.